I choose awareness. Awareness is the cure, and awareness is ongoing. It never ends. You're always being aware, which is most alive. You know, you just choose it, and you choose it over the darkness of mind. Mind is like death, and it's a contagion that will kill. That's pretty much its goal. And just looking, I mean, not only just the possibility of what we are or who we are or anything is, just in general, the mind is a blinder to reality, and so it's kind of, if anything, you know, you can imagine if it doesn't kill it, it's very rude. So anyway, this is, again, pointing at the cure, just really emanating from the possibility that there is another way than to, I guess, what we would say, I guess Buddhists would say, is to, rather than to keep jumping on the wheel of karma that you just cannot see, and it's a, you know, it's a house of mirrors in the mind, really not getting over just its very nature. And so, boy, you know, is that really going on? The answer is no. You know, I mean, we look at it like, whew, well, that sure was a strange movie, or more like hallucination, you know, kind of a dream within the dream, because reality is enough. That's the mind of God, and that is the dream. You know, this language has already been used. But there's dreamers within the dream. How about that? And so that's what your narcissist is. And you, if you're not willing, see, that's the thing, is where you're messing up and getting entangled and getting hurt, maybe, perhaps. Something to talk about now with Mars and Cnacer. Where you made your mistake is dropping awareness, which awareness is that constant light that's there. It's just now. And then the responsibility in your relationships to communicate. Communicate, come from whatever value that you hold within yourself, that comes from that foundation of love. Say, it's really just your capacity. And you know, they don't really talk about in school that this is what you really need to learn how to not only cultivate it more, practice it more, but set boundaries, protect it, learn, you know, keep practicing. That is the main thing. Is you protect it means to just stay loved, stay aware, stay aware. That's where, okay, so with your narcissist, is they don't dream like you do. They live in fear, so they can't dream. And so things don't go along the lines of ease, as far as, like, say, the way things work truthfully, through the ley lines of truth. If it is something worthwhile, you're looking into the truth, and then it unfolds into something. At the same time, you're being set free, because it's like, that was easy. I did not have much to do with that, except for just be aware. And whatever the situation needed, whatever it is, there's just a boundless, endless amount of things to get lost in out there in reality, the floaty things called the truth. You really want to be careful, right? Again, getting back to the awareness thing. Or do you really want to work at the nuclear power plant? Just being a floor sweeper there? I mean, you can go fucking sweep a floor somewhere else. Anyway, going beyond mind, we would suggest is getting into that limitless place where expressions would be also unbounded. You know what I mean? You wouldn't be bonded to the mind so much and the thoughts and prejudice you're just expressing now, especially towards your own awareness. With your narcissist, again, expectation is as out you go out the door with that. You have to realize your only cure is to be here now and realize what you're doing there. I mean, is it worth it? Basically, it boils down to your energy. How efficient are we with what is burning? If you notice their um, uh, inability to be connected to reality causes a lot of. It's just never on point. If you notice, it's just not energy efficient, and you'll see we have uh, gotten lost again into the narcissist, um, who is doing loops over there, and if we really sat down and thought about what's the goal here. I mean, if there's a goal, really it's about that elevator going all the way to the top. Now, you can't be too judgmental. You can say, well, we fill time. They fill their time that way, being totally inefficient and using resources all to hell, um, to maintain their illusion of mind. And that includes their associations and everything. And now, hi world out there, you just getting up at 5? God damn, it's rushing and fucking roaring out there. For what? By the way, it's like the sun has just went down. It's getting darker. At 12 noon, it's fucking midnight. You bet. That programming, living in the dark, thinking that the mind is more real than the truth. Like, really, keep peeling. Did anybody peel at those onions yet? Not enough crying going on out there, by the way. It's a path of tears. You guys are full of shit. Anyway, thanks for listening to all this. Is it Sunday? No, we went like something. What happened Sunday? Main point of this video. Thank God it's only 8 minutes long, and thank you people for responding and becoming that more awareness. See, we get more hits. Well, when Mars in astrology, if there's ever a narcissist, there it is, and Aries is the ruler of Mars. Mars and Aries they're like this. Um, so, but very highly misunderstood, right? Because then you can just say they are the narcissist. Everybody's a narcissist. There's healthy narcissism and an unhealthy narcissism, which is a stupid thing to say, really. I mean, if it's the mind we're talking about, I'm with the observation that all mind is, like I said in the beginning, it's rude. If anything, it's just rude. Trying to be a prude and thinking it knows a little bit more as far as. And now I have managed. Well, not talking about. It's not bad to manage your mind through awareness, but what I'm talking about is people who throw their awareness into mind and start chasing quality thoughts around when all thoughts are the same quality. Non-existential. Is there any way you can breathe into, okay, what's happening today? What do we have to work with here with our 5 little things here? Instead, I mean, think about it a little bit, of course, and that there's a different saying to that. You're not really thinking. Things will come in. Like for me, it's like, okay, really? Yes, now this summer you're going to clean out all of your stuff. You're just going to keep cleaning out things because changes are coming. You want change to happen, and that's part of it. Is to I'm authentically I'm going to close this up now. Starting to talk about myself. It's time to close it up. But authentically, just knowing that I don't have a past. I don't have any past. That's not my life, and um, there is no future. I love the brightness of day, which is now. So getting back to, and I haven't forwarded it. I mean, I would love to open a little refuge. It says, well, little things here and there. It would be very Buddha, very Buddhist. This is what Buddhism points at, and then ultimately it's a conversation between two people. I've said that before, but I just want to be able to take the hocus pocus out of these things. Don't want to touch Christianity over there, and the whole setup. But Buddhism really helps to have a respectful conversation. Like, let's take all the hocus pocus out of it. What is it boiling down to? Man, what we are looking at as far as this plane, like, what is this life all about? Like, reality of reality. Um, it's a very personal thing, but if you catch a whiff, try and put it in some words and talk about it. That's what some people are doing, and um, so far, like to date, um, of course, getting back to the dream land that it kind of is, and it doesn't end. Like that awareness of knowing that it's just you in this dream, and we can find ourselves in a whole other place in outer space, like it's mentioned. It's like, well, this is kind of when they talk about planet Earth, it's a speck compared to the universe, and so it's hard to believe that, or that we're reduced down to just this little tiny bit of spectrum of perception, or whatever this is. It's a trap or something, and so um, really it's equivalent to a trap if if people are living in fear and they have no idea what's happening out here. And the amount of time that we have, and namely really is the amount of time that we imagine that all of this is going on, um, I think is better to fight through the illusion of mind, and boy, that's where you're upholding your awareness. You're just saying, and it totally involves, just graduating away from the world and all of its suggestions. I'm talking about pointing at the system, that it must be intrinsically part of why we are so shut off from and continuing. It seems like some of us can detect. Well, do you realize that real information and real intelligence is being sucked away, and we're being uh, constantly thrashed around by the suggestions on the outside, following that outer, trying to use a joystick to vote for who that you think that's a narcissist thing. Oh, we can control them, and then get all disappointed, and it's just like, you guys, would you stop? That's confusion right there. Somebody might be figuring something out in the outskirts, as scientists or just people who are taking ayahuasca or something. And boy, is it any of our business after a while? Hell no. Just like Jesus wasn't any of our business. And having said that, I'll end this with a beautiful look. There's my little um, imagined thing. There's a beautiful story by a master who might explain the simplicity of somebody walking the earth alone and throughout the universe, right? What if it's not such the conveyor system that you think, like with family and stuff, it doesn't make sense to me. I thought about it. It's like, with Saturn and Cancer, I'm thinking, I would rather not see all of them. It's all a big karma. And it sounds terrible. It's like, no, I didn't just say I don't love them. It's a karma. It's a fucking living hell. Is there, okay, if there's some other illusion that I could fool myself that this is a great idea to get lost in thinking that anything else existed but your own awareness kind of thing. Really, and that's including people. Like how much more important was that, or is it? And what are you doing here, you see? Thank you for listening, because this is like, um, we have to come to terms to this, about this. I mean, reset and evaluate, like go in and say, shite. Was I choosing this in the first place? The answer must be yes. Um, you need to, the rumor has it is that there's things going on after we die here. We have to pay great attention. You can't just fucking fluff out, because they'll send you back into a loop or something. Who are they? I don't even care at this point. I was like, excuse me, I'm going this way now. Thank you. I just came from here. It feels great. Bye. You know what I mean? That's where I'm at. Because I am not that attached to people. I'm like, I'm just going to keep walking this way. Fine if people are following me. Isn't this cool? We have an amazing experience. It's just an experience, by the way. And the experience could be universal. It could be like, the entire universe. Like, I go here and there. I'm free. Enjoy this video. It's a masterpiece.